What's up everybody? Frank Valkyria, welcome to the channel. I hope you're doing very well today. If you're awake, already a good sign. Get going. Alright, let's do something different. I came across this news and I kind of want to talk about it for a second. So what do we have here? We have the co-creator of Friends. She was speaking at a conference of some type, and she was lamenting and apologizing or feeling ashamed because of the lack of diversity in the famous sitcom. So she donated $4 million to African American studies. All right. This is an article on the Insider. Okay, from the start, it seems like it's kind of a trendy in a very strange way nowadays to have this type of retroactive guilt for something that it's, in my opinion, not even there. Obviously, of course, it's always nice, especially nowadays world, if a show, a movie or whatever keeps in mind the reality of its society, and there is a decent representation, a fair representation of actually how reality is outside, more or less. But at the same time, I think honestly that kind of search, constantly squeezing this message into stuff, sometimes feels forced, not authentic, and most of the time has a kind of counter effect, opposite effect of what actually they want to try to achieve. So Friends, in this case, it's an incredibly popular show, not only in the United States, but literally around the world, to the point where, last time I checked, this show still pulled like around $1 billion a year in terms of revenues, royalties, and the actors, the 6 actors which they're part of the show, of course, the main stars, they all get a cut, a nice cut of this money, including, of course, the producers, of those money generated views. The show every time gets translated in another language. It's literally popular anywhere you go. I remember, of course, Friends from when I was in Italy. I saw it dubbed in Italian, and only later on actually I started watching it in original language. I also give you a little secret. I'm actually halfway through. I've never seen the whole series of Friends. So I think I've seen the first 5 seasons or something like that. So I've never gone through the whole show. So maybe there's still some surprises for me. I know a little bit the end because, of course, you always end up knowing some stuff after a show is this popular. But anyway, this show is so incredibly popular that sometimes makes me think like, this is something that probably it's more of a concern of the States, the United States. I don't think there's a lot of also in the States, I don't think there's a lot of Black American people waking up in the morning going like, oh, I wish they were all black in Friends, or I wish they were half black, or somebody, in India going like, oh, I wish there were 2 Indians in Friends. I think nobody cares, because at the end of the day, if you managed to put together a group of people that worked, that's it. The chemistry of those 6 actors worked to the point that with the effort of the writing and the acting and everything became a huge success. You could have had like the most diverse cast to start with in 94, and perhaps the show will never ever been successful. The same thing, I give you an example, The Cosby Show. I grew up with the freaking Cosby Show. I watched it on Italian TV, of course, dubbed. I still remember the voice of Cosby in Italian, of course, and it was one of my favorite shows. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, awesome. Also watched in Italian most of the seasons, and it was one of our favorite show in Italy. It was super popular, and therefore, like, a lot of times those people have this sort of like retroactive guilt that it's more like, I don't know, like a way of wanting to say like, oh, mea culpa, mea culpa. But why? Why? Like, apologize for something that it's real. I don't think you've done it with the intent to be like, to be racist or something, So it's just what it was. And also I want to give you a little just to reinforce that thing, like Friends is really incredibly popular in India. You know, it's like super super popular in India to this day, to the point where in the beginning the show was so popular that, look at this, I don't know if this is only in India, but let's see, rerun of classic American sitcom Friends on Viacom 18's Comedy Central was the most watched English TV show between January and June, with a total viewership calculated by impression at 2.8 million, according to data shared by TV ratings agency Broadcast Audience Research Council. Impressions refer to the number of individuals in the thousands of target audience who viewed an event, average across minutes. It is also known as television viewership in thousands, as per information on BRC India, a broadcast audience research firm. So anyway, reruns, super popular in India. I'm not stuttering, but I had to underline the fact that I made that sound. So I wanted to make that sound again because it was kind of cool. Anyway, super popular. And also, I'll teach you something else, which I have also learned right now. In the beginning, there was a sort of shot-by-shot copy of Friends in India. Look at this. This is the show called Hello Friends. Hello Friends. And was a slightly different story, but they literally copied the text, the script, translated in the language, and there were some tweaks, like the wife of Ross was not a lesbian because, like they say, the article says here, probably will not have worked in 1999 in India. So, but the show, at the run, a certain point started to be slow, and they had to cancel it midway, and only managed to reach episode 26. So it's fascinating, this little, trivia about literally like a copy of Friends. Of course, at the time, things were still more closed because the internet was not the way it is today. So it makes much more sense that there could have been copies of sitcoms. So now I want to start to see Friends again. Anyway, guys, so what do you think about this this apology from the creator of Friends? Still, Friends is famous everywhere. Nobody gives a damn, in my opinion, neither in India, nor in Italy, or in France, or in Norway, or in Mexico, or in Brazil. The show is popular everywhere. People love it. So what do you think about it? Please let me know. Leave a comment. Please subscribe also. Gee, the coffee is working. Wow. I'll see you later. Ciao.